Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
is your name? Haribo. Really nice name.
We met years back.
Okay. You should have let her finish singing.
No, it's okay, Mark. You can sing, please. She's been singing for sure. Please.
Haribo. You can, why don't you ask, what's his name? Ask Sukirti Prabhu to come up, play the
Yeah.
yeah. You can distribute this.
Yeah, sure.
People, yeah. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namane Namaste Saraswati Devi Guruvani Pracharine Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktivindam Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Just hold it some more people come. So tonight we are celebrating the Vyasa Puja celebration of His Holiness Indradyumna Maharaj. I first met Indradyumna Maharaj in 1972. So I've known him a long time. And I want to sing this bhajan, and because it is definitely revealing what has made Indradyumna Maharaj such a wonderful devotee, preacher, representative of Srila Prabhupada, and a world-class guru. And I'll read the translation of this Bengali bhajan. Out of compassion for the fallen souls, Sri Krishna Chaitanya came to this world with his personal associates and divine abode to teach Saranagati, surrender to the Almighty Godhead, and to freely distribute ecstatic love of God, which is ordinarily very difficult to obtain. This Saranagati is the very life of the true devotee. The ways of Saranagati are humility, dedication of the self, acceptance of the Lord as one's only maintainer, faith that Krishna will surely protect, execution of only those acts favorable to pure devotion, and renunciation of conduct adverse to pure devotion. So these 6 qualities, I would say, are definitely manifested in the activities and service that His Holiness Indradyumna Swami is, or Maharaj, is living. He's a living testimony of these 6 transcendental qualities. The youthful son of Nanda Maharaj, Sri Krishna, hears the prayers of anyone who takes refuge in him by this 6-fold practice. Bhaktivinoda places a straw between his teeth, prostrates himself before the 2 Goswamis, Sri Rupa and Sri Sanatana, and clasps their lotus feet with his hands, saying, "I am certainly the lowest of men." He tells them, weeping, "But please make me the best of men by teaching me the ways of Saranagati." Bhaktivinoda places a straw between the... Okay, so that's... Yeah. So this is why I chose this bhajan, because it's very descriptive of the transcendental qualities that His Holiness Indradyumna Swami has imbibed from Prabhupada's wonderful books and from the years of practicing Krishna consciousness. I think he's been almost 50 years as a member of ISKCON and as a very active preacher, making many devotees and helping many people become Krishna conscious. Haribol. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jivedoya Kori Swaprasada Sriya Dhamma Sava Avatari. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jivedoya Kori Swaprasada Sriya Dhamma Sava Avatari. Aityanta Dulabha Prema Koni Baradana Shikaya Saranagati Bhaktera Prana. Aityanta Dulabha Prema Kodi Baradana Sikaya Saranagati Bhaktera Prana. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jivedoya Kori Swaprasada Sriya Dhamma Sava Avatari. Danya Atmani Vedana Gopchite Varana Avasya Rakshibe Krishna Vishwasa Palana. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jivedoya Kori Swaprasada Vyasa Dhamma Savatari. Bhakti Anukula Matra Karyara Svikara Bhakti Kula Bhava Varjana Yigara. Bhakti Anukula Machakarya Svikara Bhakti Pratikula Bhava Bhajanangikara. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jivedvaya Kori Swaprasada Sriyadama Sahava Avatari. Sadanga Saranagati Hoi Bejahara Tahara Patana Sune Shinanda Kumara. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jivedvaya Kori Swaprasada Sriyadama Saha Avatari. Rupa Sanatana Pade Dante Chinakori Bhakati Vinoda Pode Dun Badadori. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jivedvaya Kori Swaprasada Sriyadama Saha Avatari. Kandiya Kandiya Bole Amito Adama Shikaye Saranagati Koro He Utama. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Bolo Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol. Gaura Premanandi, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Okay. Srila Prabhupada has given a very wonderful lecture, and it's all about hearing from the Guru. So if you are initiated by a Guru, and obviously you are, hearing from the Guru is extremely important. Of course, there are two types of Guru. There's Shiksha Guru and Diksha Guru. So hearing from bona fide Shiksha and Diksha Gurus is very, very essential to become Krishna conscious. Those devotees who don't regularly hear, they will have a lot of problems in their life. But the devotees who regularly hear every day the scriptures spoken by genuine devotees, they make tangible spiritual progress. And as Krishna says in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Shinvata Swakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Hridyantak Stohi Badrani Vidunoti Suhit Satam. He says, to hear about Krishna from Vedic literatures, or to hear from him directly through the Bhagavad Gita, is itself righteous activity. And for one who hears about Krishna, Lord Krishna, who is dwelling in the heart of who's dwelling in everyone's heart, acts as a best wishing friend and purifies the devotee who constantly engages in hearing of him. So, when Krishna sees that we have a real interest in hearing from him every day by attending classes of genuine devotees, then he takes a special interest in you. And what does that mean? That means several very important things. One, he protects his devotee. Two, he reveals himself to the devotee. And three, he makes sure that the devotee is always engaged in devotional service. So there are many benefits of hearing regularly. So we're going to hear now what Prabhupada says. He says that his guru, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, told him, or said about him. Prabhupada says, when I first started going to see my Guru Maharaj, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, he said of me, this boy hears very nicely. He does not go away, so I shall make him a disciple. These very words he said. Actually, I did not follow him in the beginning. Philosophically speaking, I was a new boy. I could not follow him. But actually, I was so glad to hear him, that's all. So that was my qualification, or whatever you may say. I was simply asking when Guru Maharaj would speak. Then I'd sit down and go on hearing. I would understand or not understand. Others would disperse, however. I'd not disperse. Then, at first, there was one instance, circumambulation of old Vrindavana. Although I was not initiated then, I was one of the important members, so I thought, let me go. What are these people doing circumambulating all over Vrindavana? So I went to Mathura, and then to the Vrindavana interior, to a place called Koshi. In that Koshi, one of my godbrothers declared, Prabhupada, meaning Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, is going back to Mathura tomorrow, so he'll speak this evening. And anyone who wants to hear him can stay. And others may prepare to see another temple which is called Sheshayi Temple. So although I was new, I did not want to see Sheshayi temple. I decided to hear instead. Some of my important godbrothers were sitting about like this, and I was sitting at his left. But he knew, meaning he was left of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. But he knew, this boy is new. Everyone was gone, all the others had left, except a few selected godbrothers, and he noticed, this boy is interested to hear. So hearing is very important. Hearing, just like Arjuna heard Krishna. Because I was serious in hearing, therefore I am now serious about kirtanam, repeating, which means speaking or preaching. Do you understand? So one who is serious about hearing can become a future preacher. Shravanam kirtanam. The next stage will develop. If one has actually heard nicely, then he will speak nicely. Shravanam kirtanam smaranam. Then consciousness will automatically develop, because when you speak or when you hear, unless your mind is concentrated, your consciousness is slight. It cannot rightly hear or speak. Shravanam kirtanam smaranam padasevanam means that activity begins immediately, just like Bali Maharaj. He was giving. And when Vamana Dev said, Bali Maharaj, you have lost everything, he said. Still, Bali Maharaj said, still, I have another place for you to place your foot. Yes, there is a small thing. It is my head. And Prabhupada laughs. So Lord Vamanadev said, you have now purchased me, and I shall remain your doorman, standing here always to give you protection. So Krishna became purchased by him, and he remained his doorman. Dwari means doorman. Just see his mercy. So by serving Krishna, no one is loser. He is gainer. He is gainer permanently, eternally. And we do not know what is the value of that gain now, because we are materially covered by ignorance. And what is service? Service in this world is Maya. No one will be satisfied. No one. You cannot satisfy, nor will you be satisfied. The best example is in your country. Your president, Mr. Kennedy, gave you the best service, and the result was that you or some of your members killed him. That means his service was not appreciated, although he gave his best service. Similarly, in the material world, whatever service you render is spoiling time. In other words, he's saying whatever materialistic services you give to family members, to relatives, to even strangers, etc., is basically a waste of time. Similarly, in the material world, whatever service you render is spoiling time. But if you render service to Krishna, you will be satisfied. Krishna will be satisfied, and when Krishna is satisfied, everyone will be satisfied. So take to this Krishna consciousness service by hearing, by speaking, by remembering, by giving active service, by worshiping, by making friendship, and, after all, doing everything for Krishna. That is perfection. So engage all your service in the service of Krishna. It is very pleasing, encouraging, and enlightening. So this is what Indradyumna Maharaj has been doing since I met him, and even before that. So for over 50 years, he's been pleasing. He's been listening to Prabhupada's lectures. He's been repeating what he's heard. He's remembered these things. And he's been engaged in very active service. And he also engages in worshiping the Lord and making friendship. and doing everything for Krishna. So if you're initiated by Maharaj, you should follow his example and do the same things that he is doing every day of his life. This is the sure formula for success in life. So Prabhupada continues, he says, after too much material enjoyment, the next stage is frustration. That stage is coming to your country. Therefore, the boys are becoming hippies. After too much material enjoyment, the next stage is natural, frustration. There is a good example in our country. One gentleman who was a great leader, next to Gandhi, an important political leader and topmost lawyer, a barrister, was earning $50,000, not rupees, $50,000 a month in India. And this is like over 50 years ago. He was a very rich man, and he was making charity, and he was also spending like anything. He was a drunkard, number one, woman hunter, number one, etc., because he had money to enjoy everything. But he was not happy. So one day, he was sitting with his wife in view of the street, and he was drinking. So his wife asked him, "My dear husband, you are earning so much and spending. People are very much fond of you, a great leader. Why do you always remain morose?" And he answered, "What do you want? What do you want to be?" Oh no, she says, "What do you want to be? You now have everything." Then at that time, one poor mendicant, a sannyasi, was passing by their home, and so he said, the rich barrister, "I want to be like him. Then I'll be happy. I don't want to enjoy. I want to go to the beggar life." Prabhupada says, you see? So that time is coming to your country. These hippies are frustrated. They are giving up everything. We can study their psychic movement. They are not satisfied. That is the main principle. That is natural, to accept adversities voluntarily. So this is frustration. But if you take to Krishna consciousness before reaching that point of frustration, then you will reach the real standard of happiness, because everything belongs to Krishna. I shall give you another example. Suppose you have stolen something from somebody's house or some friends. You know you will not be happy possessing that stolen property. But if someday you come to return that thing to its owner, you will be happy. Then you will feel relieved. Therefore, the real situation is that everything belongs to Krishna. We are artificially enjoying, and so this frustration will come. But if we return everything to Krishna before coming to that frustration, then it will be all right. So the best thing is to return everything to Krishna. This is Krishna consciousness. Then you will not be a loser. You'll be gainer, just like Bali Maharaja. Actually, if you do not think that everything belongs to Krishna, that it belongs to you, this is Maya. It is Krishna's property, and you are thinking mine. Does this land of America belong to you, actually? It is stolen property. There is another example. Hira means a diamond, and Kira means a cucumber. One man has stolen a cucumber from the street, and he is captured. Another man has stolen a diamond, and he is also arrested. But for the police, both are thieves. If the man says, "Oh, what have I stolen? I have stolen a little cucumber. It is worth nothing, not even 2 cents or 1 cent. Why are you arresting me?" No. In the eyes of the law, he is a thief, and the other is also a thief. Everyone's a thief. Anyone who is not in Krishna consciousness is a thief. He'll not be happy. The best thing is to return whatever you possess. Krishna, it is yours. Take it. Finish with it. Bhaktivinoda Thakur has written a song expressing this. Everything we possess in mind, actually we don't possess, because I am possessing all this. As soon as I go from this body, all possessions will remain here. I will not take anything. So I don't possess. But in my mind, I am thinking, oh, this is mine. That is mine. This other thing is mine. Where is my other box? Why is it not coming? It is possessed in the mind. If I leave this body, I leave the box here or in Chicago or anywhere else. What is the difference? There is no difference. But because I am possessing in the mind, oh, that box is mine, therefore I am asking whether it is in Chicago or it is here or there. So possession is in the mind. Actually, you don't possess. By that false possessiveness, by that false possessive attitude, we have gotten our mind, our body, then the expansion of the body, wife, children, family, society, country. In this way, we possess so many things. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, now, whatever I possess, either in the mind or in the family or in the society or in this body, whatever I have, I surrender unto my dear Krishna. Nandikashore, O son of Nanda, I give it unto you. Now, whatever you like, you can do. Either you kill me or protect me. As you like. You are the proprietor. You have the right to do anything. This is surrender. This is full Krishna consciousness. But that is not possible immediately. Therefore, we have to practice. And if we die in this Krishna consciousness, according to the particular type of consciousness in which one gives up his body, he's transferred to the next life, to the respective position. In this way, in Krishna consciousness, we are able to be with Krishna by practicing always, constantly, that situation of consciousness. We are able to be with Krishna by practicing always, constantly, that situation of consciousness. Then, in the next life, after giving up, why next life? This life also. One who is always in Krishna's service in this life or the next life is with Krishna. Any person who is in Krishna consciousness is always with Krishna. Krishna is everywhere, though I may not understand that Krishna is everywhere. So you American boys and girls should take to this Krishna consciousness. You will be happy. In your position, you should take this up because you are on the top of the material happiness. Now, you take it and you'll be saved. Otherwise, this frustration is coming. That will come. Just like that politician. Out of frustration, he gave us that politician, that Indian politician that he spoke about previously. Out of frustration, he gave up everything. He sacrificed his life for something political. Why was that a sacrifice? You may become a great man of your country in the estimation of your people, but not in the estimation of Krishna. You may become a great man in the estimation of your country, but not others' estimation. But in others' estimation, you're an enemy. Oh, that man is dead now. Our enemy is finished. So to another side, there is imperfection. Not everybody is satisfied by your service. But if you serve Krishna, everybody is satisfied. If you chant Hare Krishna and dance, nobody will be dissatisfied. They will say, just as they did in the paper, so there was some newspaper article, the boys are very nice, you see. They were not very sympathetic, but they have remarked, these boys are very nice. So you can, by chanting and dancing, being nicely shaved, nicely dressed, going out, Sankirtan, people will appreciate it. And if people appreciate it, then the following happens. This is a very important sequence This is the 5th chapter, verse number 7. Because one who works in Krishna consciousness is servant to all, he is very dear to everyone. And because everyone is satisfied by his work, he is pure in consciousness. Because he is pure in consciousness, his mind is completely controlled. And because his mind is controlled, his senses are also controlled. Because his mind is always fixed on Krishna, there's no chance of being deviated from Krishna, nor is there a chance that he will engage his senses in matters other than the service of the Lord. He does not like to hear anything except topics relating to Krishna. He does not like to eat anything which is not offered to Krishna. And he does not wish to go anywhere if Krishna is not involved. Therefore, his senses are controlled. A man of controlled senses cannot be offensive to anyone. One may ask, why then? Okay, so that sequence is very important. It's 5th chapter, 7th verse. You should study it. It's the fast track to go back to Godhead and achieve the highest success that a human being can achieve. That is pure love for Krishna. So Indradyumna Swami is on that fast track. He is constantly preaching. He's also constantly hearing Prabhupada's lectures and God Brothers' lectures. And he is always fixed on Sankirtan and chanting the holy names and organizing big festivals, gigantic festivals, and also making many, many devotees. So you should follow your guru. Take the best and leave the rest. Hare Krishna. All glories to Srila Prabhupada ki jai. All glories to Indradyumna Maharaja ki jai. Are there any questions?
I'm telling him, please ask a question, otherwise we will not have prasadam.
You notice my silence, right? No question, no eat. Yes, Prabhu.
So, Maharaj does big festivals and big events. That has come over a period of time. It's not that initially he started doing big things. So, how do you know doing such things?
How do you know?
He started small and it became big.
How do you know that?
Yeah, how do you know this is on the right path? It has become bigger, and that's the thing. You need to continue to do that.
No, but I've known him since 1972.
No. I'm saying in general, not next generation.
Well, the more you engage in serious hearing from genuine devotees, what happens? Number one, Krishna takes a special interest in you. Krishna is in your heart as Paramatma. Paramatma is the source of all knowledge. So, Krishna will reveal through your heart knowledge. Tesam satata yuktanam bhajatam pritipurvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te. He says that. And he also says that, let me just see that verse. Tesam evonakam partam aham agyanamam tama nasayami atmabhavasto jnanadipena bhasvato. He says, I, to show my special mercy, am dwelling in the heart of all living entities. I destroy with the shining lamp of knowledge the darkness born of ignorance. So, Krishna will take a special interest. That's what Shinvata Swakata Krishna verse says. He takes a special interest if you're hearing every day from him and from his devotees. And what did Prabhupada say? He said, look, I was a new guy in the Gaudiya Math. I was not even initiated. But whenever I had an opportunity to hear my Guru Maharaj, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, speak, I would go there. I wasn't interested in doing parikrama or this thing, seeing this temple, that temple, sightseeing, whatever. I wanted to hear from him. And Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur remarked, this boy hears very nicely. He does not go away. So I shall make him a disciple. So you not only the Guru gives you special attention because you take a real interest in hearing, but Krishna, according to Srinvatasva Katha Krishna, he takes a special interest in you. He'll protect you. He'll reveal himself to you, and he will make sure that you always have opportunities for advancing in Krishna consciousness. Okay? It's all based on hearing. It's not based on studying. It's not based on getting this degree or that degree. It's based on hearing from genuine devotees on a regular basis every day. Prabhupada actually wanted 3 lectures a day to happen in ISKCON. Morning, afternoon, and evening. Okay. So at least if you have one, that's at least something. Right. Does that answer your question? So then the more you learn about Krishna, the bigger and bigger things you're able to do, because Krishna is helping you, revealing knowledge to you, protecting you, and giving you all these opportunities that you would not get normally without Krishna's help. See? Like today, I went to repair the flat tire on our food truck. So I was supposed to be met by Namarata at 6 o'clock to, he had to pick me up from the farm where I went after I dropped off the truck, right? And then he would pick me up at the farm and then bring me to the repair shop so I could pick up the truck and bring it back to here, right? Well, because he had, unexpectedly, he had an appointment at the same time. So he called a devotee to come and pick me up and then take me to the repair place, the tire company. Well, the person was the same person who was driving the truck, and the truck, he went too close to the curb, and something was sticking out, some kind of iron bar was sticking out, and it ripped the tire. So he comes to pick me up, and then I misplaced my coat, which had my keys and my credit cards and everything in it, and I forgot where I put it. And so I was looking for it for about 3/4 of an hour, and then the time was getting late because they close at 6 o'clock. So finally I said, okay, well, let's just go. And he said, it was my fault that tire got punctured like that. He said, I'll pay for it. I said, really? He said, yes. I said, I didn't ask you to pay for it. No, it's my punishment because I actually did it. I should pay for it. I said, okay. Now, I didn't have my coat. I didn't have my credit cards, right? And I didn't know where my coat was, right? So we go, and he paid for it. So now I didn't expect that, and because all these things happen, like I misplaced my coat, and I couldn't find it, and I had no way of paying for the truck, so it was going to be a real inconvenience, right? Probably have to go back the next day. And I wasn't even sure where I was going to find my coat. But Krishna made the arrangement. Right? You see? So, and it was without asking, right? I did not ask him to pay for it. He voluntarily said yes. Now, I've seen this happen many times in many different situations. It's not exactly the same scenario each time, but the same point, that Krishna will arrange things for his devotees because he takes a special interest, because the devotee is very dedicated to hearing about him every day. Now, many of our devotees never come to class. Never. Although unless there's some big festival, they might be forced to come to the class. But Prabhupada wanted every day, at least 3 classes should be there, morning, afternoon, and evening. So we should at least have 1 class. And it's not enough to read. Reading, you will not really learn much by reading. You learn something, but not much. You learn by hearing from bona fide devotees. See? And you have a chance to ask questions also. So this is the secret, and that's what Prabhupada did. He's explaining it. He's a new guy. He's not initiated, but he took a real interest in hearing from his Gurudev. And then Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur noticed it, and he said, I will make him a disciple. See? And it worked, because of his interest in hearing regularly. Any other questions? Yes, sir. You have to give him the microphone. You have to come a little closer. Yeah.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Yes.
You have explained very nicely regarding, and you have pressure. You are instead, we have to attend the class.
Okay, wait a minute. Speak very slowly. Take your mask off. Take it off. Take your mask off so you don't mumble your words.
Hare Krishna.
Speak slowly. Go
Hare
ahead.
Krishna. You are given instruction to attend class every weekly, every day 3 times.
Prabhupada said. I didn't say that.
The
Prabhupada said that. Right?
This
So
big,
if you can come at least once, that's good.
but unfortunately, if we are not able to attend any other things can possible, because
No, that's not true. Nowadays, you have the China Zoom.
no, but
You can attend classes. The online Zoom. China has made it easy. They have 2 exports. They have 3 exports. They have TikTok, they have Corona virus 19, and they have Zoom.
yeah, but we have to Zoom. Understand, Maharaj, but Zoom we cannot so much attach with.
No, never say we can't. We cannot do it. It's not in the devotee's dictionary. It's only in the fool's dictionary. If you want to, you will do it. If you don't want to, you won't do it. Jai Shri Shri Radha Nilamada Ki. If you want it, you'll do it. It's available. There's hundreds of devotees giving lectures every day on the Zoom. Right.
Yeah, but personal satsanga is required for this, no?
But that's personal. You're seeing the person speak. Whether it's on the Zoom or whether you're sitting in the class, it's the same thing. You can also ask questions now. Many of those Zoom things are interactive. You can actually ask a question. I mean, I lecture every morning, 6:30 in the morning. I've been doing it for 5 years.
Yeah.
And then people ask questions also, right? Your wife is always asking a question.
Okay.
So don't say I can't. I can't is not in the Vaishnava dictionary. It's only in the fool's dictionary. If you want to, you'll do it. If you don't want to do it, you won't do it.
Yeah, we must have the.
Huh?
We must have the.
You have to be determined. It's called tapasya. Tapasya. You say, I'm going to listen every day. Somebody's going to lecture. I'm going to listen every day. There's hundreds of devotees now lecturing every day. Haribol.
Haribol. Thank you, Maharaj.
Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Any other questions?
No questions. Just disciples offering that they wanted to go to.
You have a question?
No, Maharaj.
Oh, okay.
Next program.
Oh, and there's another question.
Maharaj, just a comment. Maharaj, yeah, I was in London a couple of weeks back, and in the temple, Radha Londoneshwar temple.
Yeah.
So that's where, they have daily 3 classes for 3 times. And I attended like 2 of them in the day when I was
Prabhupada wanted it 3 times a day.
And it was like good amount of people were there. It's not that it was only 1 or 2 and all. There were like 10, 15 people, and very nice. And they said that, this was Prabhupada's wish of having 3 lectures a day.
Yeah.
So they have been continuing that tradition in that temple.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just a comment.
It's a good comment. Validated. Or when you're in India, you hear the lizards, right? They go like that. That means validated. Okay, so let's have Guru Puja. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, fine.
You can sit here, put the camera.
Are you going to speak, or are you just arranging it?
I'm the arranger. I'm arranging.
It took a long time to arrange it.
I'm just waiting for someone. No, I just want to ensure that I do it at a place where we can put the camera.
Okay.
The appearance day of my beloved spiritual master, Om Vishnupada Sri Indradyumna Swami, disciple of Om Vishnupada Parahamsa, Parivacharya Ashtotara Sata Sri Srimad A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Indradyumna Swami iti namine. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Bhakti Vedanta Swami iti namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschadesha Tarine Nama Prabhupada Priya Dasaya Jagannatha Yatrananda Murte Bhakta Sukha Krishna Kirtanena Nashingena Rakshataya Namo Namaha Om Ajnana Timarandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Umlitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Srila Gurudev, please accept my most humble obeisances unto your lotus feet, and all glories to you on this auspicious Vyasa Puja day. First and foremost, by any means, I am not qualified to glorify your holiness. However, I will still attempt to do so on this auspicious day. I beg for forgiveness for all the offenses I may commit during this offering. I begin the humble offering by praying to the Lordships for your good health, such that you can continue your Sankirtan service in pleasing Srila Prabhupada. Gurudev, despite your current health conditions, you are constantly traveling around the globe, engaging in Sankirtan service and spreading the holy name even in the most remote and dangerous places on earth. As mentioned in Sri Guru Ashtakam, verse 2, Mahaprabhu Kirtane... Okay. Mahaprabhu Kirtana Nitya Gita Vaditya Madhya Manasora Sena Romanchakampa Shutaranga Bhajo Vande Guru Shri Charanara Vrindam. As highlighted in the translation by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, the spiritual master is always gladdened by the Sankirtan movement of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. engaging always in chanting the holy name, dancing in ecstasy, singing and playing musical instruments. Srila Gurudev, you clearly put your health secondary and always engage in Sankirtan service, and do not let your health or material conditions come in the way, and you engage in serving Krishna and Srila Prabhupada 24 hours a day. Although I am completely fallen and do not deserve your mercy, due to your unlimited compassion, you provide me with opportunities to serve you in your Sankirtan service. Your loving disciples, Govind Sharan Prabhu and Rasika Mataji, engage me during Sadhu Sangha weekend so that I can do some menial service during this event. During the pandemic, when Sadhu Sangha has been cancelled for 2 years in a row, I was deeply disappointed as not only I don't get your darshan, but also miss out in rendering some seva during this event, which is so important in your preaching. I am so excited and eagerly waiting to have your darshan later this week. The spiritual master trains his disciple in a particular occupational duty according to his psychological nature. One has to receive the message of the spiritual master regarding how to act in one's capacity, for the spiritual master is an expert in giving such instructions. This combination, the instruction of the spiritual master and the faithful execution of instruction by the disciple, makes the entire process perfect. One who wants to be certain to achieve spiritual success must take the instruction from the spiritual master as to what his particular function is. He should faithfully try to execute that particular instruction and should consider that his life and soul. The faithful execution of the instruction which he receives from the spiritual master is the only duty of a disciple, and that will bring him to perfection. One should be very careful to receive the message from the spiritual master through the years and execute it faithfully. This will make one successful in life. Narada Muni mentions in Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto, 1st chapter, 30th verse. He says to King Yudhishthira, "My dear king, one has to fix his mind on Krishna by any means. This is called Krishna consciousness. This is the duty of the Acharya, the spiritual master, to find the ways and means for his disciple, so he fixes his mind on Krishna. That is the beginning of sadhana bhakti. Forgiving all my imperfections, you constantly provide me with services such that I can continue to fix my mind on Krishna and serve my spiritual master. Srila Gurudev, though I am not qualified, I sincerely beg you forgiveness for all the mistakes and offenses in my service on this auspicious day. I beg you that you continue to provide me more services that I can be engaged in serving your lotus feet. Wishing you a very happy Vyasa Puja, Srila Gurudev, your fallen servant, Premamai Dasi. Haribol.
Hare Krishna. I will be reading an offering by Advait Malipedi, who was a kid that used to live here and was raised under the guidance of Vyasa Maharaj and many other Maharajas like Indradyumna Maharaj. Dear Indradyumna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. On this occasion of your 73rd Vyasa Puja, I would like to make a humble offering at your lotus feet. Thank you for everything you have done to keep me in Krishna consciousness. Whenever I listen to one of your lectures, it's like you are taking me by hand and showing me all of Vrindavan. I can't describe how much you've impacted my life. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I can't really say much more. Short and sweet. Aspiring to be your servant, Advait Das.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai, His Holiness Rompasa Maharaj ki jai, His Holiness Harivilas Maharaj ki jai, His Holiness Indradyumna Maharaj ki jai. Maharaj is very inspiring in his interactions. We had the experience when he used to visit here a couple of years back, how he actually interacts with everyone and stops, talks to them, not in a hurry. And just by the time he actually has to go out of the door, it will take almost half an hour to 45 minutes because he's going to stop and talk to everyone. And same thing I observed when I went to Vancouver also, where he was along with Govind Charan Prabhu. Maharaj is very personal, like many Maharajas. They're not in a hurry, but they want to find out and inspire them. So one of the things definitely, like what I got more attracted is that characteristics of Maharaj. And plus, when he started the Sadhu Sangha, I was thinking, okay, it's 3 days continuous kirtan, morning to evening. How we can actually even sit there. But once you go there, the experience is something different. You don't even feel like you're dancing all the day, kirtan, listening to them, and you don't feel tired. And I see many times, even at night, 9 o'clock last program, people ask once more, please continue the kirtan. And it goes up to 10 o'clock sometimes. And also I had read Maharaj's The Traveling Monk book series, and that inspired me because he used to quote how he met different kinds of people in different situations and how he saw Krishna in all these situations. So when coming as a new devotee, more than the philosophy, the incidents which happen and the Maharajs were shared, that actually really motivates people. So that's what I learned from Indradyumna Maharaj's travels and his writings. And wherever Maharaj is, he stays connected on the Facebook, always giving a lecture or talking about a particular incident and how he's trying to make this movement make further progress. Despite all the health issues, all the pandemic issues, whatever is happening, is always connected through the Facebook and other programs. So I wish you a very healthy life to inspire more and more people and to guide us and doing wonderful things to please Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. Yeah. Anybody else would like to offer? Okay, if not, we can start Guru Puja.
Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma Bandho Mui Savadana Mate Mando Mui Savadana Mate Janara Prasade Bhai He Bhavatoriya Jaye Krishna prapti hoya hoite. Krishna prapti hoya hoite. Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitete Goriyaya. Arana Koriyamane Vyasa. Arana Koriyamane Vyasa. Shri Guru Charane Rati Aise Uttamagati. Ye prasade pure sarvasa. Ye prasade pure sarvasa. Ye prasade pure sarvasa. चक्षुदान दीन जे जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से। चक्षुदान दीन जे जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से। दिव्य ज्ञान निर्दय प्रकाशितो Divya Gyan Nirde Prokasito. Prema Bhakti Jaha Hoite Avidya Vinasa Jate. Prema Bhakti Jaha Hoite Avidya Vinasa Jate. Vedega Janara Charito. Vedega Janara Charito. Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adana Janara Bandhu. Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adana Janara Bandhu. Lokena Dokera Jivana. Lokena Dokera Jivana. Aha Prabhu Kuradoya Deha More Badachaya. Aha Prabhu Kuradoya Deha More Padachaya. Ebeyastu Shakti Bhuvana. Ebeyastu Shakti Bhuvana. Aha Prabhu Kuradoya Deha More Padachaya. Haha Prabhu Koradoya, Deha More Padachaya. Ebeyas Kusuchi Bhuvana. Ebeyas Kusuchi Bhuvana. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namini. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Vasyatya Nizatarine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Visesa Sunyavadi Vasyatya Desatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasani Gaur Bhakta Shri Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Premanandi Ki Jai. Jayom Vishnupad Paramahansa Praravajik Jastatara Satarashi Shishimad, His Divine Grace. Sri Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Antakoti Vaishnavinda ki jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. Prem Shri Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasudeva Gaura Bhaktavinda ki jai. Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath Sham Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhana ki jai. Shri Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Shri Mayapura Dham ki jai. Shri Guru Jagannath Puri Dham ki jai. Tulasi Devi ki jai. Bhakti Devi ki jai. Ganga Maya ki jai. Jamuna Maya ki jai. Samaveda Bhaktavinda ki jai. His Holiness Indradyumna Swami Maharaj ki jai. Gaura Premanandi. All glorious to the assembled. All glorious to the assembled. All glorious to the assembled. All glorious to Shri Guru and Shri Guranga. All glorious to Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Indradyumna Swami ki jai.
Om Jnana Tasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadatvi Sapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Krishna Pa Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Om Vishnupadaya कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती इति नामिने श्री वर्षभानवी देवी दयिताय कृपाब्धये कृष्ण संबंध विज्ञान दायिने प्रभवे नमः माधुरोज्ज्वल प्रेमाद्य श्री रूपानुगा भक्तिदा श्री गौर करुणा शक्ति विग्रहाय नमस्तुते नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्रीमूर्तये दीनतारिणे रूपानुग विरुदाप अपसिद्धांत द्वंतहारिणे नमो गौरकिशोराय साक्षाद् वैराग्यमूर्तये विप्रलंबर सांबोधे पदाम्बुजाय ते नमः नमो भक्तिविनोदाय सच्चिदानन्दनामिने गौरशक्तिस्वरूपाय रूपानुगवराय ते गौरविर्भावभूमेस्त्वं निर्दिष्टसज्जनप्रिया वैष्णव सर्वभौमा श्री जगन्नाथाय ते नमः वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नामिने गौरतिसे नमः पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपा स्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम् हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते जयतं सुरतो पांगोर मम मंदिर मतिर्गति मत्सर्वस्य पदाम्बुजौ राधा मदन मोहनो दिव्याद्वृन्दारण्य कल्पद्रुमादः श्रीमद्रत्नागर सिंहासनस्थितौ श्रीमद्राधाशीलगोविन्ददेवौ पृष्ठालीभिः सेव्यमानौ स्मरामि श्रीमन्रासरसारम्भी वंशीवट ततस्थिता कर्षन्वेणुस्वनिर्गोपी गोपीनाथाय श्रीस्तु नः तप्तकाञ्चन गौरांगी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा नमो ओम विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते इंद्रद्युम्ना स्वामी इति नामिने नम प्रभुपदाय प्रिय दास्य जगन्नाथ यात्रानंदन यात्रानंदन मूर्तये भक्त सुखाय कृष्णाय कीर्तनेन नरसिंहेन रक्षितेय नमो नमः नमो नमः ओम पुष्पांजलि स्वाहा स्वाहा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Nama Prabhupada Priyadasaya, Prabhupada Priyadaya, Jagannatha Yatrananda Murtaye, Natha Yatrananda Murtaye, Bhakta Sukha Krishnaya, Krishna, Kirtanena Narsingena Rakshate, Rakshati Dasatiya, Namo Namaha, Namo Vishnupadaya, Krishna Prastaya Bhutale, Srimande Indradyumna Swamin, Iti Namine, Esha Pushpanjali Swaha. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna.
Hare
Rama Rama. Nama Prabhupada Priyaya, Prabhupada Priya, Dasya Jagannatha Yatrananda Murtaye, Ananda Murtaye, Bhakta Sukhaya Krishnaya, Krishnanena Narsinganena, Raksheti Namo Namaha, Namo Vishnupadaya, Krishna Prastaya Bhutale, Srimate Indradyumna Swamin, Iti Namine, Yesho Pushpanjali Swaha.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you very much, and we pray that Indradyumna Swami be always protected by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada to continue spreading Krishna consciousness throughout the world. So please take Mahaprasadam now and be present in Arti tomorrow morning. Hare Krishna.